Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and let me know in the comments down below if there's a recipe you'd love to see me veganize or make whole food, plant-based, and oil-free, because I love taking your suggestions. Today I have two quick, simple, easy pan meals for you, so let's go ahead and get right into this video. So for my first recipe, we're going to be making my lemony Za'atar soy curl bake. For this recipe, you're going to need soy curls, and if you don't have access to those, you could substitute with cubed tofu or white northern beans. If you're using white northern beans, I would suggest adding them only a few minutes before it's done. So we're going to go ahead and get right into this recipe. I have some soy curls here that I have already rehydrated in some vegan chicken broth. I use the Better Than Bouillon organic because it is oil-free. Then I added some Bragg's liquid aminos. You could use tamari or low sodium soy sauce. Then I have some minced garlic, some zatar seasoning, and then I'm just going to mix that up just because I wanted the soy curls to absorb all of those flavors before I added it all into my pan. Now I am going to use a baking pan, but you could do this on a baking sheet as well. I just did it on a baking pan this day. So I'm just going to add my broccoli right into my baking pan. I did line it with some parchment paper because we are keeping this oil free, and so this helps prevent things from sticking to the bottom for me. So then I'm just going to go ahead and add my soy curls, and then I'm going to add in the cherry tomatoes and then the lemon juice. But what you're going to want to do is only use half of a squeezed lemon and save the other half for the end when we are finished with this recipe. Once I've added my lemon juice, then I'm going to go ahead and place this in a 425-degree oven, and I'm going to place a baking sheet on top. You could place foil, whatever works for you. You just want to keep it covered to retain some of that moisture, and you're going to cook it for 25 minutes. Then you're going to remove your cover on your pan, and then you're going to cook it an additional 15 minutes. And then this is what it should look like when you've removed it from the oven. The tomatoes are nice and blistery. Your broccoli has started to tenderize and kind of brown and roast up. And so now we're going to go ahead and add the rest of that lemon juice, and it's really that simple. It's ready to serve. I do want to note that, as always, I will have the ingredient list in the description box of this video. So if you just go ahead and click down on it, you will go ahead and find all that information below. So for this next recipe, we're going to make my maple Dijon soy curl sheet pan dinner. Now, you can substitute the soy curls in this as well for tofu. And then if tofu is not something you eat, I would just suggest making more sweet potatoes and more Brussels sprouts instead of trying to put beans or something in this one. So let's get right into this recipe. And I just have a baking sheet here lined with a silicone baking mat. This baking mat is really helpful for whole food, plant-based, oil-free cooking in the oven because it's non-stick, it's reusable, you're not wasting, and it's just great for cleanup. So I definitely recommend. You can find them on Amazon. I actually recently got a pack of like 6 of them at Costco, so I really thought that was a good deal. So definitely check out your Costco or check out Amazon if you're wanting to invest in these. They're definitely worth it. So I'm just going to add some sweet potato, some apple. I used a cosmic apple. You can use a Honeycrisp or a Pink Lady, something sweet. You definitely don't want to use something like Red Delicious. The texture in those are not that great. And then once I've finished adding my Brussels sprouts and my onions, then I'm going to go ahead and add my soy curls. And I've just rehydrated these in some vegan chicken broth that I made from a chicken broth powder base that's vegan that I get, and it's oil free. So if you can find one of those, you can use that. If not, it's totally okay, and you can use a vegan vegetable broth that's oil free as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and season this with some pepper, and I'm just going to do this to taste. You do whatever you're comfortable with, however much you like. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some red chili pepper flakes. It's almost 1 a.m. here and I'm trying to do a voiceover while my family's asleep, so don't come for me. Anyways, I'm going to season this to taste with that, and then I'm going to add some fresh herbs. Now, it's totally optional. You could definitely just use dried herbs. It's just for the aesthetics of my video. And just a little tip, if you do use the fresh herbs, I usually take them out at the end, and whichever ones are nice and dry from the rosemary, I just break them up in my fingers all over the top so that the seasoning, the flavor is in there. And then I kind of like take my finger and run it along the sprigs of the thyme to get the leaves off of that. And then I just toss the stems or any of the soft pieces of rosemary. But it's pretty simple. So now we're just going to go ahead and pop this in the oven at 425 degrees for about 15 minutes. So now we're going to go ahead and make a maple Dijon dressing that we're going to pour over the top of this when it's all done and out of the oven. And I just wanted to share this by itself because this is a really great recipe on its own to use for salads and so many other things. So I just kind of wanted to showcase that for you guys because this is a great recipe. So I just have some Dijon mustard, some maple syrup, and some apple cider vinegar, and then I just mix all of these together, and then I set them to the side while I move on to my next step. So after 15 minutes, I open the oven and I mix up all my ingredients a little bit, and then I pour about 3/4 cup of vegetable broth right over the top. And this is just going to help from some of the soy curls and other stuff drying out and just add a little bit of additional flavor. Then I'm going to cook that for another 15 minutes, and then I'm going to pull it out and it's ready for the next step, which is me taking the herbs off, and I explained that to you earlier, so we'll go ahead and zoom right through that. So once I've taken care of the herbs, we're just going to take that dressing and we're going to pour this all over the top, and then we're going to give this a good toss and mix up. Now it's all mixed together, it's ready to serve. These are perfect, easy weeknight meals with minimal cleanup, and I really hope you enjoy. As always, if you make one of my recipes, don't forget to tag me on Facebook or Instagram. And if you're not already subscribed, do so now. Ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye!